Hey, it's Tina Forsyth. I help experts turn their IP into certification and licensing programs. And today I want to share with you 3 simple steps to start documenting your processes in your business. In particular, if you're a coach, an expert, a speaker, a thought leader, a trainer, when you are someone in an expertise-based business, chances are you're the one who knows how to do what needs to be done in your business. And especially in the early days, you might be the one who's doing everything and the only one who knows how to do everything. So as I talked about in my last video, where I talked about how to set up a business to be able to run without you, one of the key elements is we need to be able to download what's in your brain here, get it out of your brain into a usable, trainable, followable format. That's the goal of being able to document your processes. And if you haven't watched that video, I also shared with you what order to document things in, right? What area do you want to focus on first, second, third, et cetera, as far as the particular aspects of your business that you want to start documenting. Now, one thing that's important to note is the person who knows how to do the work, who knows how to do it right in the way that you want it done, so most likely you have to be involved in this process. That's not to say that you can't get any help here. You certainly can. I'll talk about that in a moment in step number 2, actually. But it's important to know that when you're the one with the knowledge, you have to be involved in this. Now, the good news is, and the goal is, once things are out of your brain, then ideally you don't have to be involved with these processes anymore because other people can start to take them over. So step number 1 is you need to make it a priority and build it into your schedule. If you want to start documenting processes, you need to get it into your schedule. Now, this might look like weekly sessions where you kind of build it into the your ongoing schedule each and every week. You might have a particular morning or a couple of hours or an afternoon or whatever weekly where you work on documenting processes. Or for some of you, this might look like big chunks of time where you work on it. Like, let's say, for example, you're looking to document your delivery framework. That's an example of something that can work really well to do it in, like, say, a VIP day or a chunk of time or something like that. That's usually what I do with my clients when we're working on creating and developing their frameworks together. So whether it's one chunk of time or 1 or 2 bigger sessions, or it's something you're doing weekly, you need to build it into your schedule. You need to make it a priority. Now, this is something that often can fall to the bottom of the list. You know, in the words of Stephen Covey and his time management matrix, this is something that fits in the category of like important, but not always urgent. Right. So I get that even if you've had this experience already of yes, I want to get to these things. I want to document these processes. I want to make it happen. But I got really busy and we just didn't get to it. Or this came up or that came up or whatever that is. I get it. We're busy already. There's a lot going on. But one thing I will lovingly remind you of is if you don't make it a priority, nothing's going to change. Right. What can feel like a lot of work in the moment, you know, I like to say to my clients, think of it this way. Like if there's something on your plate right now that takes you an hour to do each week, that means over a year, you're spending 52 hours doing that thing. And even if in the moment it's like, oh my gosh, it seems like so much work to take some time out of my schedule and start documenting these processes that I want to get out of my brain, that might seem like a lot of time in the moment. Maybe it might take a couple of hours to start to download some stuff from your brain. In the moment, yes, that's a lot. But when you look at it through the lens of a handful of hours now, or 52 hours of me continuing to have to do this thing through the year, that can make the decision a little easier to make in the moment to make it a priority. So yes, step number 1, get it in your schedule. Literally open up your Google Calendar, get it in your schedule there too. Step number 2, decide who is going to document your processes with you. This is not something I recommend doing on your own. Now, yes, you can. You could, in theory, especially with operational processes and things like that, you might record a video, for example. You might do that on your own. That can be fine. But there can be a ton of value in having somebody work with you to document your processes. So if they're operational processes, this is where someone like a certified OBM could help you out. If they're, like I mentioned already, if it's processes around developing your delivery and your workflows and your frameworks and things like that, working with an expert who can really help you download and structure and create those things can be very valuable. I find it most efficient and effective to have somebody do this with you, right? Somebody who can ask you the right questions, somebody who can talk you through it, somebody who can even just be there while you're putting this together, right? Maybe somebody while you're talking things out, you record a video, you pass it along to someone else, and they can take that video and turn it into checklists and such too. So decide who you need to help you document these processes. And last but not least, test your processes. As they're documented, as they're put into a format that is usable by others, you want to make sure you do this final step and give your documented processes to other people on your team or other people that you know, other maybe friends or colleagues in some cases, and have them work through your process to see if it makes sense. Does it have everything it needs? Does it make sense? Are there any gaps? Is it flowing correctly? And most importantly, is the result they're creating on the other end, does that match what the goal of the process is, right? If you have a process laid out and you're not getting to the result that you want on the other side, especially with delivery processes, especially with those things that fit into how you serve your clients, then that's going to be an issue. And the whole testing process, hey, if you're landing in a place where these results are not being recreated in the way you would like, that's an invitation to go back and revisit the processes, and in particular, look at what might need to be added or tweaked or massaged in some way, shape, or form. So the bottom line is, your processes will equal your freedom, right? The more you can get out of your mind, the more that other people can help you and do it right. Right? Like they can follow your processes, they can do it right, they can set the standards that you've set for yourself as well too. I always like to say, it's great to have high standards in your business. I'm all for that. I can be very picky about certain things, right? As long as our processes reflect those standards and they're presented and given to people in a way where they can meet those standards, that can be a lovely thing. And so your processes are the key to your freedom. Again, those steps, make it a priority, decide who's going to help you with it, and make sure to test the process once it's been created. I'd love to hear any comments or questions here on the video. Go ahead and pop those below. I'd also like to hear, what is the next thing you need to document in your business? What is the next thing you want to get out of your head, off your plate, and into someone else's hands? Go ahead and pop that into the comments if you feel so inclined to share. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.